For me, pivot is not only a change in direction, but also I find a change in attitude. So it's something that when you approach a problem and you see it from multiple angles, right, and you start to tackle the solution, what you'll find is often as you go step by step through the solution, new angles will open up, where new perspectives will open up. And so pivoting for me is taking one of those perspectives and applying it to the methodology that you're using to tackle that eventual problem. And I know a lot of startups and so forth change the complete direction of their company. So the purpose of their company actually changes multiple times in the early stages of development. And with that comes the change in attitude that I think is something that people find subsidiary, but something that I find very pivotal, if you will, to the entire process. Well, last week, I'm just comparing week by week. And I would say that last week I was focused very much on game design, and almost exclusively on game design. And I had some plans to, shift focus. And so for me, I think, like I was alluding to previously, pivoting is not just a shift in what you're doing, but a shift in how you're doing it. And so for me, the shift has been both. And so I've pivoted not only in game design, but also the way I've approached certain things. For example, I'm starting to develop a business plan for Unclickable Studios. And typically the way I approach it is very methodical and very planned out and frankly very boring. So I'm trying to think of ways to actually bring the spirit of the team and the medium itself, obviously, to something as traditional and as mundane and banal as a business plan. So I'm thinking of ways to go about doing that and applying the skills that I personally have into a new attitude towards something like this. And on top of that, I'm also going back a little bit, to my art roots also, and creating a visual mock-up for the team, just to create some sort of vertical slice, so that the team can see what happens when everything is pieced together and how it may or may not look. And that's something for me that's also a pivot, because I typically work in 2D flat graphics and so on and so forth. And so working in a 3D space like I'm trying to do right now, and modeling things in a 3D space with lighting and so on and so forth, is actually something very new to me. So that is a pivot in itself. So I'm actually taking multiple shifts in directions and attitudes for this week.